right. Well, thank you so much for joining me here. I think it's absolutely wonderful what you guys are doing with the FEND Movement. Can you talk a little bit about how you became involved?
So Steve had reached out to me via LinkedIn. We had a phone call, and I said I'm in immediately because I'm the opposite. I'm in 5.5 years clean and sober. I struggled with addiction for over 30 years, and it was opiates, heroin that I struggled with the last 12 years, and I ended up getting sober in prison. Plugged into recovery, turned my life around, and then on my 21-month sobriety date, my 20-year-old son succumbed to a heroin overdose. So today I work for Transformations Treatment Center. I'm executive director of a Man in Recovery Foundation. I run Tim Ryan Speaks. I speak all over the country on the opiate epidemic. I've published a book, had a documentary on A&E, but I'm the guy that can offer hope. And I'm the guy that goes into the situations where people think there is no hope and get them on the road to recovery. But what FEND's doing is trying to provide a lot of the solutions and knowledge so people don't have to get into that game of addiction.
Absolutely. What do you think is the biggest challenge with reaching youth?
Wow. With what they're doing, it's just letting them know about it. Youth live on their technology today. I mean, take a cell phone away from a kid and ground them and see what happens, whether it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's Snapchat. But having this interactive app that kids can actually learn from and start talking about, they could be at that party and someone offers them something, say, hold on, no, I remember what I read on that FEND app. No, I'm not going to do this. And then providing the solutions that, you know what, you don't have to utilize drugs to have a good life. But we need to drop the stigma and provide more awareness and prevention, and that's exactly what FEND's all about.
Absolutely. We were just speaking with Jackie about it, and she was saying, too, one of the things that keeps people quiet is fear that they're going to get in some kind of trouble or that kind of thing. And I think that the app and the movement is a great way to educate them that they don't have to worry about that if they do see someone in trouble.
And you bring up such a good... If someone's struggling, God forbid, with cancer, they're going to have all these fundraisers and raise money. But if someone's struggling with substance abuse, they made a bad choice. It's their fault. They should have had the willpower to stop. It has nothing to do with that. One of the things I focus on is getting people to put their hand up and say, you know what, I need help. And we need to be able to help people and drop the judgment and the stigma and be there. When I grew up, I wanted to be a professional water skier and a stuntman. I never wanted to be an alcoholic and a drug addict. I made some bad choices, and it took me down a 37-year road to utter hell and destruction.
Absolutely. Can you talk about the way in which music can kind of unite, too, and working with words, because it's such a universal language for all of us?
So you hit the nail on the head. The drug treatment center I work for, Transformations Treatment Center in Florida, one of our programs is Sound Path Recovery. We have a recording studio with people in recovery at our treatment center. We've been using music for a number of years because music is a universal language. So with the Vans Warped Tour and what Kevin's doing here and getting on board, if we're able to talk to these kids prior to a band coming on stage and pump them up and educate them and start getting them and seeing people in recovery too. A lot of things have changed in the music industry from the 70s and 80s, live fast, die young. There's a lot of sober musicians out there now. There's a lot of musicians that have passed away because they couldn't put their hand up and ask for help, and that's not part of the life. And you know what? I have a life beyond my wildest dreams today because I'm not controlled by a mind-altering substance. Music's awesome.
I thought the A&E documentary, Dope Man, was absolutely amazing. Can you talk about what a whirlwind that's been and how that has helped raise awareness? Do you have any plans for any more things with TV or film?
Yeah, so Dope Man came out of the blue, and it after the pilot aired, the documentary, we had, 10,000 phone calls in 2 weeks. It was people all over the world were messaging me. A&E chose to just run it as a documentary. We're in negotiations with a couple other major networks right now. I just got off the phone with my agent. We're probably going to go more towards a streaming platform like a Netflix and Amazon, a YouTube.
It could work wonderful.
And it offers hope, but what it does, it shows people what's really going on out here because addiction affects everyone. I mean, not rich, poor, black, white, purple, Chinese. This affects the wealthy, the poor, everyone. I mean, the youngest heroin addict I've worked with is 12 years old. The oldest is 78. This doesn't discriminate, but it shows it. And, you know, I'm working on another show, working on another book, and trying to be a father and a husband and just offer hope out there. But this is my calling, and this is what I need to do, because I have a story unlike most, and I don't want people to ever have to live the life I lived to get what I have today.
I think, too, you know, every single one of us knows at least somebody in their life, whether it's a family member, a friend, an acquaintance, that has struggled with some form of addiction, particularly opioids in general. So it's definitely something that people need to be aware of.
Absolutely. One of my mottos is to be aware is to be alive. And don't be afraid to ask for help and look for the resources. And that's what I'm kind of the concierge. I provide the roadmap to recovery. And I help anyone. Insurance, no insurance, good. It doesn't matter. And I don't want to be getting text messages like I received today when I landed here from I'll read it to you, from a father. It says, "Hey, Tim, it's Tim. You and Derek have been trying to help my son, Tony. Last night he passed away. If you have a chance, could you give me a call?" If I wasn't here today, I would be attending my 125th funeral in 3.5 years. I'm sick and tired of burying people, and it's getting younger and younger. So this is awesome what we're doing here, and we need to become a big, loud voice and provide big, loud solutions.
So what is next for you? You said you are working on another book and some other stuff.
Working on another book. We're in negotiations, very close to signing for another TV show. I still work for Transformations. I'm speaking all over the country. And I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing with Kevin and the Vans Warped Tour and the FEND Movement here with Steve and everything. I mean, this is, God aligns it, and we walk through it and put it together.
Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes. It's a true honor to speak with you. Thank you. Thank you.